I'm Eric Sultan, and I'm here in Park Hill today in order to discuss a completely different neighborhood. I'm here to talk about City Park West. So Park Hill is the neighborhood just to the east of City Park. You could call it City Park East, but there is a neighborhood that's a bit of a sleeper just on the west side of City Park. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got tree-lined streets, big lots, nice Victorian homes, and it's really close to here right through the park. So what I decided to do today was that instead of just walking through neighborhoods block by block, I would bring you guys a special edition of Denver Block by Block. What I meant to say there was Denver Block by Block by bike. So right now we're just walking across Colorado Boulevard towards the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. In just a second, we're gonna get back on the bike and we're gonna ride straight through Denver's City Park. And when we get through the park, then we're gonna be in City Park West. Well, this is gonna be an awful lot of fun. I just hope I don't fall off my bike today. They're doing some work on the museum itself right now, so we're going to go around the backside. They're doing upgrades to the IMAX theater that's connected to the Museum of Nature and Science. Little detour right here. This playground right behind the museum is one of my kids' favorite places to go. It's got this big climbing structure with slides. There's all kinds of cool things to do. There's a little river in there. I think we'll go ride by the river right after we get through the backside of the museum. Well, here we are at the backside of Denver Museum of Nature and Science. You got a great view of the lake and the pavilion at the other side of City Park. We also have these great downtown views. This is a gorgeous place to catch the fireworks and just a super nice place to hang out on a balmy summer evening. There's that playground. Oh boy, I wonder if I can manage this twisty sidewalk with one hand on the bike. It's the rest of that playground. This is just a super fun spot. They've got the whole place planted with wildflowers. There's a little river you can play in here. I mean, Denver is a really, really cool town. They're right in the middle of a city, 750,000 people in a metro of a few million, that you can have a little park and playground like this. This is just one of two beautiful new playgrounds in City Park. Oh man. So this is super cool. I'm putting down the bike for a second. City Park is pretty famous for its geese, but we have one goose that's especially famous because he just hangs out with these Canada geese, but he's a Toulouse goose. Pretty sure his name is Pierre, and he is just an excellent specimen. Today he's a little off to the side, but most of the time the other geese just let him hang out. He's been here for years. So now we're riding along the lake here at City Park. Right over here to our north, this is the Denver Zoo. So you kind of get the backside of the Denver Zoo when you're in City Park. Sometimes you can hear the animals. This big building in the background, that's the Pinnacle at City Park South. So that might give you a little bit of perspective on where we're at. City Park South is right down there. We just left Park Hill. which is kind of our City Park East. And we're heading towards City Park West. My 13-year-old goes to the Denver School of the Arts, which is just a few miles east of us in City Park South. He takes this route home, and I'm thinking that I might actually see him riding through the park when he's on his way home, and he will be incredibly embarrassed, as he always is whenever he runs into his dad. Directly across the lake from us, you can see all these little boats. Those are paddle boats in the shape of swans. It's really pretty, and it's a great place to take your date for a relaxing evening. Now we're coming up on the pavilion at City Park, and there are a lot of events over here. Often you can see weddings right in here at the pavilions. Over here is part of the pavilions, and it doubles as a band shell for City Park Jazz every Sunday night, all summer long. We get thousands of people here in City Park having picnics, out on blankets, relaxing, listening to some great jazz. We've got a great local jazz scene here in Denver, and we like to take advantage of it. So this is where City Park's second playground is. It's surrounded by a huge lawn. There are some places to barbecue over here. I remember some great times over here when my kids were little. I've gone through some different iterations of this playground. This used to be all wood, and the kids would come out with great big splinters. And now it's a gorgeous modern playground. Well, I don't know if this was the way to do a video on City Park West. I could spend the whole day here in City Park. We're approaching the tennis courts. There's a bunch of tennis courts over here. Hello, friends. Here's a handball court. Sometimes we see some people playing handball in there. Tennis courts. We have 14 tennis courts at the City Park courts. I'm just approaching court number 14. So this is part of the Mile High Loop running trail. It goes all the way around the park for 3.1 miles. We're looking across the street at City Park West. Just directly across the park from Park Hill. There are great bike paths throughout the city of Denver. This neighborhood is no different. There's multiple streets with good bike paths on them, so you can get around without worrying too much about getting hurt. And here we go. We're in City Park West now. So that ride across City Park was about 3/4 of a mile through 330 acres of City Park. And now we're in City Park West. Time to go block by block. Well, if it looks like I've been wearing a helmet in the heat for a little while, that's because I have. But here we are now in City Park West. And I love this neighborhood. I love this neighborhood for its architecture. I love this neighborhood for its people. And I love this neighborhood as a realtor because when I started selling real estate, I was selling real estate in Denver's Highlands neighborhood before it was too terribly expensive or before too many people knew about it. And I would hold open houses in West Washington Park. And when people couldn't afford the houses in West Washington Park, I would send them over to the Highlands to take a look. And this kind of reminds me of that, but for Park Hill, and a whole lot closer to Park Hill than the Highlands were to West Washington Park. I can hold an open house in Park Hill, and if somebody can afford $700,000 instead of $1 million, then I can send them over here to look around, and I know that they're not going to be disappointed. If what you're looking for is the charm of Park Hill, but you'd like to be a little closer to downtown, this neighborhood might be perfect for you. It really has all that. It's got it has the architecture. It's got great people. It has all the restaurants and cafes that you could possibly want, and you're just this much closer to downtown without giving up being right on City Park. The average price for a house here in City Park West is around $750,000, where the average Park Hill home is about $975,000. You know, that's a 25-30% difference, which might make the difference between getting a home and not getting a home. And in really similar neighborhoods, in really similar geography as well. Then you get to see your value catch up with values in neighborhoods like Park Hill while you're just enjoying your home and paying the mortgage. Time to get back on the bike, go a few blocks and show you a little bit more of the neighborhood. Well, we just arrived over at Children's Press St. Luke's. There are a number of hospitals if you're a medical professional, or if you have need for hospitals in City Park West. We've got St. Joe's here. We have a huge Kaiser Permanente campus here. It really adds to the neighborhood. So we've got Press St. Luke's here, Rocky Mountain Children's here. There is a pretty large medical campus right here in City Park West. St. Joe's is located here, and there's a large Kaiser Permanente campus here as well. So both of my boys were born at St. Joe's, right here in City Park West. And the emergency room is a great place to go when you fall and break an arm, or like me, if you shatter your clavicle and a few ribs while you're snowboarding. So right here, we're arriving at Chata Thai, the Thin Man, and St. Mark's Coffee. The Thin Man and St. Mark's Coffee are absolute Denver staples. They've been here forever. I think the St. Mark's has been here longer than I have, and I've been here for 25 years. I'm gonna stop in and grab myself something cold to drink. I've got my iced latte, and now it's time to go and check out a little more of the neighborhood. If you're a buyer, here's what you need to know. Under $850,000, this is one of your best central Denver options with walkability. The potential for building an ADU here is growing and growing. Appreciation is historically strong in central Denver neighborhoods that have character, and this one has tons of it. Sellers, less inventory means more competition for quality homes. You're gonna have to price it right and it'll move. Here's what I think. If you missed the rise of Park Hill, City Park West might be your best second chance. And if you already own here, you're probably sitting on a gold mine. Just like my clients who bought and sold for over $900,000 a year later. If you're a buyer, We've seen a lot of neighborhoods just absolutely skyrocket in Denver when it comes to prices. And if you happen to miss out on the skyrocketing values in Park Hill or the Highlands, maybe you want to think about City Park West. It is an amazing neighborhood. I think you can see its charm, and it's right on the park, and it's right by downtown. If you're a seller in City Park West, there's a very good chance that you're sitting on a gold mine. If you're like a lot of my sellers, you might have bought real low here. Home prices here just 10 years ago were, in the 300,000 and 400,000s, and now they are significantly higher. If you'd like to know more about what your value might be, please feel free to give me a call. Absolutely no pressure. As always, I'm very happy to do a market analysis for you and just kind of talk you through what your house might be worth today. If you got something out of this, if you learned from it, if you have a friend or a family member who might benefit from it, please share it with anybody that could benefit from it. And if you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more videos showing Denver block by block. I walk around town and show you what's going on at all the different neighborhoods. Right now I'm on 17th Avenue, and I'm getting a little further east towards the park again. 17th Avenue is the home to Denver's Restaurant Road. There are just tons and tons of great restaurants and bars up and down 17th Avenue in City Park West. Thank you so much for joining me today on Denver Block by Block by Bike. For a little bit of Denver Block by Block extra credit, this beautiful building right over here, just south of City Park, is Denver East High School. It's a large urban school. There are between 3,000 and 4,000 students here, and it's one of the coolest pieces of architecture in Denver. It actually touches City Park. It's just on the south side and towards the west side of City Park. And right over here, as we get onto Colfax, we approach the Carla Madison Rec Center. This rec center has a big climbing rock, a huge outdoor climbing wall. It has an Olympic swimming pool with diving boards indoors. It also has an indoor recreational swimming pool with a lazy river and a large water slide. There's a full workout area in this rec center with all the weights and cardio equipment you could possibly want. A lot of basketball in here, and this is also just butting up to the south side of City Park. This neighborhood is about as vibrant as it gets.